Are you one of the thousands of Social Security beneficiaries receiving checks worth up to $5,518 this week? Or worse, have you been wrongfully declared deceased by the Social Security Administration, suddenly finding your benefits cut off? Either way, you need to know what's happening right now. In today's video, you'll discover exactly who's receiving these substantial payments this week, learn about the shocking errors in the SSA's death records, causing financial nightmares for many Americans, and get a complete breakdown of May's payment schedule, so you know exactly when your benefits will arrive. Stay with us to the end, where we'll reveal the specific steps to take if you or a loved one has been incorrectly marked as deceased in the system, potentially saving you months of financial hardship and bureaucratic battles. Welcome to Financial Area, your trusted source for Social Security updates and financial insights. If you find this information valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe to stay informed about your benefits and rights. Let's dive right into this week's Social Security payments. If you were born between the 1st and 10th of any month, circle May 14th on your calendar. That's when your Social Security check is scheduled to arrive. While the average beneficiary receives around $2,000, some recipients are getting payments as high as $5,518. This substantial difference comes down to several factors, including your lifetime earnings, how many years you worked, and perhaps most importantly, when you chose to start collecting benefits. Remember, the later you wait to claim your Social Security benefits, up to age 70, the higher your monthly payment will be. Someone who waits until 70 to start collecting could receive up to 76% more than if they had started at 62. That's why some beneficiaries are seeing those impressive $5,000 plus checks, while others receive considerably less. This week's payments include regular retirement benefits for seniors who have contributed to the system throughout their working lives. But it's not just retirees. Disability beneficiaries under SSDI will also receive their payments according to this same schedule. Additionally, eligible dependents and survivors collecting benefits will see their payments arrive based on the same birth date scheduling system. Now, let's address an alarming issue affecting Social Security beneficiaries across the country. Recently, Elon Musk brought attention to serious problems with the Social Security Administration's record-keeping system. Specifically, he highlighted how thousands of Americans are being incorrectly marked as deceased in government databases. When this happens, benefits are immediately suspended, creating financial chaos for people who suddenly find themselves fighting to prove they're still alive. Take the case of Robert Jenkins, a retired postal worker from Ohio who went to withdraw money from his bank account, only to discover his Social Security payments had stopped. When he called the SSA, he was told their records indicated he had died 3 weeks earlier. Despite standing there, very much alive and on the phone, he faced an uphill battle to prove his existence. His benefits were suspended for nearly 2 months while he navigated a bureaucratic maze involving the SSA, his local vital records office, and even the funeral home that supposedly handled his non-existent funeral. This isn't just a bizarre anecdote, it's a growing problem affecting countless beneficiaries. When someone is incorrectly marked as deceased, the consequences are severe and immediate. All federal benefits stop, bank accounts may be frozen, credit cards canceled, and medical insurance coverage terminated. For those living on fixed incomes, this can quickly become a financial emergency with no simple resolution. Why does this happen? Sometimes it's simple data entry errors, with someone's Social Security number being incorrectly associated with a death certificate. Other times, it's a case of mistaken identity involving people with similar names, and occasionally it's the result of deliberately falsified death reports as part of identity theft schemes. Regardless of the cause, the burden of correcting these errors falls almost entirely on the wrongfully deceased individual. Let's switch gears and make sure you know exactly when to expect your Social Security payment this month. For May 2025, here's the complete schedule. If you receive Supplemental Security Income or SSI, your payment should have arrived on May 3rd. For standard Social Security benefits, the schedule is based on your birth date. As we mentioned, those born between the 1st and 10th of the month will receive payments on May 14th. If you were born between the 11th and 20th, your payment will arrive on May 22nd. And if your birthday falls between the 21st and 31st, expect your payment on May 29th. It's worth noting that if a scheduled payment date falls on a weekend or federal holiday, payments are typically issued on the preceding business day. This ensures you receive your benefits without unnecessary delays. Additionally, if you started receiving Social Security benefits before May 1997, your payment schedule differs slightly. You should receive your payment on the 3rd of each month, regardless of your birth date. How is the Social Security Administration responding to these record-keeping errors? Recently, the agency acknowledged the problem and has begun reaching out to beneficiaries who may have been affected by erroneous death declarations. However, their response has been criticized as inadequate by many advocacy groups. While the SSA has established a dedicated hotline for these cases, the investigation and resolution process still typically takes 4 or 6 weeks, a long time to go without critical income. The agency claims to be conducting a thorough review of their death reporting procedures and implementing new verification safeguards. However, internal documents obtained through Freedom of Information Act requests suggest these changes may not be implemented until late 2025 or even 2026, leaving many vulnerable beneficiaries at risk in the meantime. So, what can you do to protect yourself from being wrongfully declared deceased? First, check your My Social Security account regularly for any unusual messages or payment interruptions. If you don't have an online account, we strongly recommend setting one up. It's the fastest way to detect problems with your benefits. Second, open all mail from the Social Security Administration immediately, even if you're not expecting any changes to your benefits. Sometimes, the SSA sends verification letters before processing reported deaths, giving you a small window to correct the error before your benefits are suspended. Third, maintain a file of essential documents proving your identity and living status. This should include your birth certificate, Social Security card, current government-issued photo ID, and recent utility bills in your name. Having these documents readily accessible can expedite the process of proving you're alive if you're ever wrongfully declared deceased. If you do discover you've been incorrectly marked as deceased, act immediately. Visit your local Social Security office in person. This is one situation where phone calls or online communications aren't sufficient. Bring your identification documents and ask to speak with a supervisor who can initiate an erroneous death case investigation. Request a formal letter confirming that you appeared in person, as you'll need this documentation to resolve issues with banks, credit card companies, and other institutions. Also, contact the Office of the Inspector General for the Social Security Administration to report the error. They can help expedite the correction process and may provide emergency payment options while your case is being resolved. Before we wrap up today's video, let's highlight one more important point. If you're receiving Social Security benefits, consider setting up a contingency plan with a trusted family member or friend. Give them copies of your important documents and information about your benefits so they can advocate on your behalf if you're ever unable to do so yourself. This simple step can prevent weeks or months of financial hardship if record-keeping errors occur. That's all for today's update on Social Security payments and the growing concern about erroneous death declarations. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe to Financial Area for more timely updates on Social Security, retirement planning, and financial insights that matter to you. Remember to check your benefits regularly and stay vigilant about protecting your financial well-being. We'll see you in our next video.